Hello everyone, I am Squallcasting, and we are continuing our coverage of this series between this guy here, who I discovered is actually MarineKingPrime. So his name is not Souls, his name is MarineKingPrime. Or, actually, I ran the name through, Google Translate, and it came out as Royal Marines Prime. So I was like, oh, okay, I guess that's Marine King. He's saying something like, my Marines will overwhelm you with much valor and fortitude. But he is playing against TSL Hyun. Yeah. And actually, I found out it was Marine King because I saw Husky had done the same game, and he said it was Marine King. I was like, oh, I'll try translating that and see what it says. And, oh, Royal Marines Prime. That's probably Marine King. So now I know. So I will be referring to him by his correct name as opposed to a name I just made up for funsies. And yeah, so in the last two games, we did see Hyun going with this kind of newer Zerg style where you just get tons and tons of speed banelings early on, just try to kind of overrun your opponent. But Marine King just responded really well in both games. Was always really resilient, would always lose tons and tons of stuff, but always made it so that Hyun traded very inefficiently and then was eventually able to overpower his opponent. So we'll see if Hyun goes for something similar this game, or if he has a different build in mind. And yeah, looks like Marine King is saving up for that command center first. Hyun might be able to scoot in there and block. No, not quite. Would have been close, but no cigar. He will harass that SCV just a little bit, just to be annoying. Force Marine King to pull down another SCV to repair up his friend with his drill, and then try to repel that drone. So, additionally, with any luck, I have fixed all the errors that were causing frame drops earlier. I saw a little bit of hitching a second ago. Hopefully that is not going to be a problem. I am currently downloading like a gigabyte of data per second because I'm reinstalling several of my Steam games. Because as you may or may not know, I reformatted recently. Third hatch going down right now before gas, so pretty typical of Hyun. But yeah, I reformatted very recently, so, ooh, wow, Hyun almost getting this SCV. He might get it. Marine King's gonna need to be careful about that. Ooh, is he paying attention? He's repairing it! He's repairing it! Oh, not quite. It was close, but the drone wasn't able to get him, and that SCV is saved. Hurrah! But, yeah, as mentioned, I reformatted, and so I lost all my Steam games, with the exception of Civ 5, which I did a backup of, because I didn't want to have to wait for it to reinstall. But, and I've got like 89 Steam games, most of which I bought for like $2, or maybe $5 if it was like a really good game. But the thing is, I've only played like 10 of them. But I am, of course, reinstalling a whole bunch of them, because I'm like, maybe someday, if I have time, I will actually play this game. I don't know, like maybe if I win the lottery that I never play, I will then be able to quit my job and play all these games that I haven't even touched yet. So that's my logic there. Marine King doing something very similar to the last games where he just gets a bunch of barracks but doesn't seem to add any add-ons onto them. And apparently this is just to get lots of Marines out initially, and then he transitions more into mech. Although that said, 5 barracks for going into mech later seems a little bit odd, so maybe he's going to commit a bit more to bio this game. He doesn't have the gas yet for, well, any add-ons. Wow, the Zerg has gas before the Terran. That's kind of hilarious. But, yeah, just getting lots of barracks up so he can get lots and lots of Marines and remain safe against whatever Hyun may decide to do. Hyun is getting Zergling speed fairly quickly. That gas went down a little bit sooner than you might see in some older Zerg playstyles, or the Stefano style as it's known. Usually you would want a little bit more saturation at the third here before you would do that, but I guess he wanted to get that Zergling speed out a bit sooner, and yeah, looks like he's going with the same style. So we got the Baneling Nest, we will see a lair pretty quickly, and then he'll get that Baneling speed as quickly as possible, so that way he can just body check his way to victory. Because I always envision it that way. When a Baneling hits something, it doesn't just like roll into them. No, it body checks the enemy. It's like, I'm coming for you! And then another word that I'm not going to say. I like to try to keep my casts very PG. And generally just in good taste, you know, so Zergling's getting not a single Marine. Almost did, but decided to pull back. And wow, Marine King already has quite a few Marine. What was that? Some hybrid of Marine and Mule? And oh boy, he's going all in, pulling a whole bunch of SCVs. And Hyun, what does he have to respond? He's making 26 Zerglings. Baneling Nest is done, and it looks like he's morphing in 6 Banelings. So Marine King's gonna need to split really well. Looks like he's massing up here at the 3rd. But is Marine King just going to go up to the natural? Looks like it. Hyun has so many Zerglings, but there's a lot of SCVs in the mix there too. Oh, Hyun getting a good surround, and Baneling just moving on in, killing everything in sight. Marine King rallying more troops to the front, but at this point it's piecemeal. It's all going to get picked off easily, and Hyun defends very, very nicely. But it's now double the supply of his opponent. Looks like he's going to push forward now, try to just kill him, I guess. Marine King very wisely dropping an energy blade to block, and I think Hyun's going to have to back off after killing those Marines. Yep, he will, because, yeah, battering through supply depots is a pain, but no, he looks like he wants to continue the aggression, morphing in 4 Banelings. Now, another Baneling there already. Will he morph in any more? Is he just going to make just enough to kill a supply depot? Yep, here we go. Baneling surging on forward along with all the Zerglings. Zerglings back off. The Banelings not quite getting the depots, but there we go. Zerglings surging on in. Marine King has tons of tight chokes to block off the Zerglings. The bunker does finish, but the Zerglings are getting up into the main. This is an awful position for Marine King. He's going to have to pull his SCVs or just let them die. Okay, now he's running them away, losing so many SCVs. He has a decent number of Marines here, but they're getting a bit out in the open now. Now Hyun trying to get that wraparound Marine King microing as best as he can, keeping those Marines alive for kind of insanely long. But they do all fall now, and Marine King just a bit on the back foot. But Hyun doesn't have anything else backing this up. Like, the wall has been rebuilt. There are bunkers here now, and SCVs ready to repair. So even though Hyun is coming up again, this might eventually get cleaned up. Now, if Hyun morphs in a few Banelings, and by a few I mean 18, rallying them all up the front to take out those supply depots, he is not turning off the aggression. I love seeing this. In the past, we always saw Zerg play so defensively, but Hyun turning on the aggression very nicely. There are 2 bunkers there, but the wall does go down, and the Baneling just going for the bunkers. They do kill it instantly. There they go, and still tons of Zerglings left. Marine King tucking himself very nicely in, but there's just too many Zerglings. All the Marines dying. Marine King in a very difficult position here. Hyun streaming in even more Zerglings. So take a look at the worker count. Only 23 SCVs to 43 drones. So Hyun just not really, not droning behind this in the slightest. Just continuing to be aggressive. The wall here has been rebuilt, but these SCVs once again are just going to die. And Marines do arrive to clean it up. Even more Zerglings getting in, picking off lots and lots of SCVs, and Marine King just scrambling to try to save his base and as many workers as possible. Now down to 6 SCVs. That is just brutal. And look at this. Would you like some Banelings with a side of Banelings and also Banelings for dessert? And Marine King decides, no, I would not like Banelings. I'm just going to GG out of this crazy game. So Hyun finally having some success after those first 2 games where Marine King managed to win. And I think Marine King's mistake there really was just going all in so quickly, where he pulled so many SCVs and Marines and did basically nothing with it. All he managed to do were take out some Zerglings and Banelings. And, you know, if you do an attack like that, you have to kill drones. If you don't, you're probably done. So Hyun reacted appropriately, just kept the pressure on, and Marine King forced to bow out. So thank you guys for watching this game. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm not sure if there are any more between Hyun and Marine King. I think this was just on the ladder, so I'm not sure if there's any more. I'm going to double check. I would love to see more games between these two, just because I'm fascinated by this matchup right now, as it's evolved quite a lot. Evolve, Zerg, get it? Yeah. So yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video.